Morning, welcome back. So she went for a roadie and she failed. So here's what she failed on. Passenger front tyre has a bulge in the sidewall, need a new tyre. Passenger rear tyre, damage in the sidewall. So it's both on the right hand side, so it looks like somebody's maybe curved it at one time. Brake fluid requires a flush, so what I'll do is I'll drain out the brake fluid, fill it with new stuff, bleed it all through, job done. Right rear seat belt damaged, so the right rear seat belt, I looked at it, it's like a deck end, it's like wee holes in it, it's like something's bit it or chewed it, dog maybe. So I'll get one of them at the wreckers. Now it's got left and right rear front beam axle bushes split. And then it's got again left and right rear front beam axle bushes split. So that's the rear beam axle. At the front there's bushes there. It's got front and rear bushes split. I don't know how they get front and rear bushes, but anyway. Passenger front window won't travel down further due to fouling on incorrectly fitted mirror. So I had a look at that, and the mirror on the passenger side's been unfitted correctly. I don't know whether they've got a long bolt in it, or some tells me it's the cable as well. The cable's rerouted wrong, or routed wrong, so when you put the window down, it goes so far, and then it stops and you see the mirror move, so it's like it's maybe catching on the cable or something. So I'll take the door panel off, check how the mirror's fitted, make sure it's fitted correctly, get the wiring routed properly, and all should be good there. And that's it. So in all, I need to nip to the garage and get 2 tyres put in the wheels, flush the brake fluid, the rear beam axle bushes, which I've just started now, and the seat belt, and the mirror, so as the window goes down properly. That's no bad at all actually, a few wee jobs but nothing bad. I'll let you have a look at the bush and show you what I mean about the rear axle bushes being split. So here's your beam axle, I've already dropped it. So from this side it's a long bolt and a nut, these, goes through this bit here and it holds this up. The other side's a wee bit different and I'll show you why. Because on the other side the petrol tank's in the way, so you can't get that bolt out right away for the petrol tank here. So you've got to drop it by this bracket. This bracket bolts onto this, like that. So you've got to take the 3 bolts out this bracket from underneath and drop the whole thing and then unbolt that bracket. And it leaves you with the bush. Now I don't know if you can see properly, but the bush is split. If I stick somewhere a wee bit lengthened, you can see the splits. And it is causing it to just the axle to move. And I originally thought it was at the back suspension, but the suspension seems to be okay. So it seems to be the rear axle front bushes. So I'll get them changed. I've actually phoned up Burson's, I've got them on order. She said they should be in this afternoon, so I'll go ahead and try and remove these. Now I notice with these ones they go in a specific way because there's thicker rubber here and thinner here, and there's a wee dimple here. So we just need to remember that wee dimple mark when we take this out, fitting the new one in. That dimple must march up with the dimple on the axle. Nothing too difficult. So I'll go ahead and try and get all this out. So again, when you're taking this out, remember that wee knobble? See, I've done a wee scrape with my nail. It actually aligns with the top of that hole. So that's all you need to worry about. So this slot down here, just down below here at the bottom, there's a wee slot to help you get this out. And all you have to do is get your reciprocating saw into it, and I'll show you that being done. So I'm just about to pull out to take the old blade out, and as I'm cutting it, it brought the whole thing out See, it just started, I'll lift you up here, it just started cutting through that, and as it was cutting through it, it actually pulled the bush out. So, and again, I'll just need to clean that one up, and that'll be that job done. Right, I'll go and get it cleaned up, and then I'll move on to the next thing. Here, clean. So, while I wait on the bushes to come in, it said the brake fluid needs a flush, which is fine. So, I'll drain out the reservoir first. Ugh. And see how that goes. Let's see if I can get my thing in. So that's the brake fluid out of there, or as much as I can get, because when you suck the brake fluid out, there's a couple of wee bits where the fluid runs into the bottom here, and I can't get that. So what I'll do is I'll start bleeding it, and slowly, and I'll watch it go down here, and I'll top it up before it runs out. So I don't want to put fresh stuff and mix it with the old stuff. So let's go and do that. So as a rule, and as you all know, when you start bleeding your brakes, you always start clean out your Jesus, I'll tell you, my brain's no working today. Clean out your reservoir, and then start at the furthest caliper from your reservoir, which is the back passenger side. So I'll go and do that now. So I'm back a few days after. I got the old bushes out. Anyway, the car failed on the bushes, which I'm changing. The window going up and down in the mirror was catching the cable in the mirror. What had happened was, at one time the mirror's been knocked off and it's been replaced by a new mirror. And what had happened was, when the old mirror was knocked off, it actually pulled the inner door out a wee bit. So when they put another mirror, a new mirror on, it wasn't fitting flush, and they put the cable through the window. So when the window went down, it pulled the cable, and the mirror was getting bent. Anyway, stripped the door panel off, took the mirror off, pushed all the inner panel back in. It wasn't much, but enough, you know. Got the mirror back on, got the cable rerouted the proper way, so everything's working fine. Brakes, drained the fluid reservoir, filled it up with new fluid, and later on that day I went round and bled them all. I never had the camera running when I bled them all. I was kind of tight for time, and I was trying to get things rushed. Anyway, so me and Phelim got all that done. We've also got the new bushes, but this is the old bushes, which I got taken out. I put my saw in and cut through it, and then the thing just pulled out. It was quite easy. And this is the new bush. So the bushes are similar, except the hole's a wee bit bigger here. And this bush has got two spaces in it. This one's solid. And the diameter's a wee bit different, which is a bit strange, quite a bit different. And I'll show you with my calipers. There are they. Must be in the drawer. Oh no, there they are. So if I take the width of this, I'm sure it's 6.6. I'll just tighten this up. So it's 6.6 mil, or 6.6 centimetres, whatever the hell that is, centimetres, which is what the new ones should be, but the new ones aren't. The new ones are 6.8, so they're a wee bit too wide to actually fit in. So what I've done with this one is I got my grinder and I buffed it all the way around, and what I did have to get was this kit here, because I was trying to make up a kit to put these bushes in, and hell, I couldn't find one. So I found this online. It's for a Fiesta. It's for putting the rear bushes in for all the different models. And it's just a bar, the 2 bolts on each side, and the bits to push it in. You can also use it to extract the bush as well, which is quite handy. So this takes a bit of working out. You've got to put the bolt in the hollow end first. You've got to put that through there, and you've got to put that one there. And there's a big one, the small one of these, so you put the small one on first, the big one on here, and then it's just a matter of pulling her in, I believe. Let's see if this works. I think you get her so far and then so here's the original bolts. Right, pretty loose. And when it goes through here as well, the upper mount, it's pretty loose as well. But if I get these ones, that's a bit tighter in there, a wee bit looseness, but they're pretty tight in here. So I'll get these bigger ones. What I'll do is I'll cut them down to size, and I've got nylon threaded nuts that will fit them, and that'll hold them on more secure rather than a thin bolt. Anyway, I'll go and get that done. So I'll start with this side. So this goes like that, one here. Now, these bolts are much wider, and there'll not be as much free play. There we go. So what I'll do is I'll tighten them, well, not tighten it, I'll put it on, tighten it a wee bit, and then we jack this up. We can't, like the other side, I just took the bolt out and dropped the arm. You can't do it this side because the fuel tank, you can't get the bolt out. So you just have to drop the whole thing. But that's okay. That's no bother. Anyway. There we go. Put the bolt through there. Put the other side. Yep. Come on. There we go. Done. Nut in the back. So, that's that done. Right, that goes in here, but we'll just have that out the way just now. And that was my socket. And my batteries ended down a wee bit. So what I'll do is I'll just get my long bar and make sure They're 100% tight. Whew. And then lastly, 100 pounds torque. Well, that's me done for the day. Car's all finished. It's all torqued up, all ready to go. Just going down for a roadworthy tomorrow. This is the second check. Everything's been done. Well, back to the drawing board. And I'll show you why. These bushes, I damaged the end of them. The guy wasn't too happy in the roadie, but the biggest thing was the hole. The massive hole in there was too big. And when he put a bar in to see if the bush was okay, it actually moved, you know, jiggered. So he phoned me, he says, I can't pass it like that. He says, there's too much movement. So he says, I'm away on Friday. He says, if you can get a set tomorrow, get them put on, bring it down before 5 o'clock, he says, and we'll get the roadie certificate. I says, okay, I'll see what I can do. So luckily for Repco, helped me out. I went up early this morning, ordered these, and they're in. So I've got, let me see, what time is it? It's coming up 3:30. So I've got an hour to get them in and get them the axle put back up, wheels on, and down to the garage for the certificate. Fuck me. However, we're getting there. So, used to put these in when I worked at the garage, and it was soapy hot water was the best thing. They're tight, but they're supposed to be tight. Okay. Oh yeah, it's starting to go in now. At least one side's starting to go in. It's starting to go. Bugger. Well, she's back. I just need to clear my tools up. So that was a mad rush. And I'll tell you what happened today. So the bushes that I put in, the bit where the bolt goes through the pin, the hole was too big. And when they done the road, you could move it. And he says, I can't pass it like that. So anyway, I went to Repco, or I phoned him this morning. Yes, we can get the bushes in today for you. I says, that's fine. If you're here before 10, we can get them in on the first thing, which would mean they'd be in by 11 o'clock. So I jumped in the KTM, flew down there, got there dead on 10 o'clock. I missed the first delivery, but they were coming in the second delivery at 2:45. So that meant pick them up, 2:45, back home, take I'd actually taken the back axle off anyway, and taken the old bushes out ready for the new ones. So before I was due to pick them up, I went up in the KTM, stopped in McDonald's, and it was making a funny noise, a whining noise. And I thought, what the hell's that? And when I stopped, it just cut dead. Everything stopped. And I thought, that's weird. So I had to phone my wife. So she came up with my battery jump pack. The battery was dead and it wouldn't start. It had shut itself off. And I found out the solenoid that I put on it, I put a new one on it and it buggered up. The old one seemingly it was okay anyway. So I'll need to look that out and put it back on. But the old one buggered up, and what it done was, it was constantly sending power to the starter, and that's what the whining noise was. I hope it's not damaged it. Anyway, I remembered I had breakdown, so I phoned up breakdown and says, could you pick my bike up? So then I raced home, got the bushes on, I had to switch camera off, I didn't have much time. Put the new bushes on, put it together, put the wheels on, phoned the boy up. I says, have I still got time? He says, oh, you're kinda late, mate. He says, how long would it take you to get here? I says, 10 minutes. He says, right, come down then quickly. So I went down, got it done, roadie. That's it all ready to go. So now back and get the rest of my tools cleared up. And I left my bike sitting in the car park at KFC, and I went in, I spoke to the manager and says, my bike's broken down, somebody will be coming the next 2 or 3 hours to pick it up. And so they very kindly, somebody must have came out and put broken down, waiting on tow truck. which was really good of them. So next time I'm up there, I'll need to thank them for looking after the bike till the tow truck came. Anyway, that's it. It's all done, definitely this time. So that's it. This will be getting sold at some point. Again, I didn't sell it for much. Yeah, it's really just to recoup my money, because this is part of my therapy. Just doing this sort of job keeps my mind active. And I don't know if you noticed or no, but I've got the GPX all ready to get back onto that. So I've got to give cars a wee break and get the bikes all finished. I'll get that one done up, put it on the road. My mate might use it. I'll get this one done up, and hopefully she'll be alright. And then the pink ZZR, that's the tank I got for it. The tank was rotten, and I got this tank second hand. And that is the original colour of the bike, that sort of red and black. So what I might do is I might have a look for pictures of it when it was new, or that colour scheme, and I'll get the proper paint. And when I sand all the fairings down, when I get everything done, I'll do the paint job back to its original, so as it looks like it's in original condition. And yeah, I'll not be selling that though. I'll probably keep that one, But that one, my mate, if he gets his learners, which he said he was going to, I'm going to give him that to run about in. Once he's used to that, we'll maybe get him onto the 600. But we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to get tidied up, put everything away, go in, have a bloody good wash, and then have my tea. So thanks for watching. It's a bit of a mixed match, this one, but however, just one of these things. And I'll catch you later. Bye now.